you.
Revolution was in his blood, but it didn't pay the bills.
You want to tell us a little bit about? I think you already did, didn't you? Duh.
I think I already did. Yep, I reckon we'll just get into it.
All right, so let's go ahead and get into. Go ahead.
I was just going to say that this is my little portion. This is something I've put together. It's a Mountain Goat Sessions Part 1 featuring Fresh the Lion. Here we go. Let's check it out.
Here we are. Let's do it. Add the storage and
you tell me when.
Oh.
Welcome to the Mountain Goat Sessions, an original music series produced by Nick's Mountain Goat Productions. Each episode showcases distinct, handcrafted songographies that reflect the depth, artistry, and authenticity of independent music from around the world and beyond. This is more than a performance platform. It's a curated journey through sound. Whether you're an artist, a listener, or a seeker of sonic originality, the Mountain Goat Sessions offers a unique listening experience grounded in substance and elevated by vision. Thank you for joining us. We invite you to discover something rare, meaningful, and deeply musical. Only
that
here
goat's taking me out.
Mountain Goat Productions.
I love him.
I love that goat.
A prelude to begin with, because I know everybody is going to have a difference of opinion. Tupac is the greatest rapper of all time, in my opinion, because of the impact that he had on me. Tupac was the biggest inspiration for me when it came to inspiring me to want to make my own music. So, he was the first to really inspire me that way, where I wanted to pick up a pen and a pad and make my own music. So I have to pay respect first and foremost to the first inspiration in hip hop. And for me, that was Tupac.
Tonight, we shine a spotlight on one of Australia's most powerful voices in hip-hop, a trailblazer, a storyteller, and a cultural force. Let me introduce you to Fresh the Lion. Born Sukhdeep Singh Bogal in southwest Sydney to Punjabi immigrant parents, Fresh has carved out a unique space in the global hip-hop movement. His name isn't just a moniker, it's a mission. Fresh stands for Forever Rising Exceeding Sudden Hardships, and Lion reflects his Sikh heritage, symbolising courage and strength. Fresh first made waves in 2009 when he supported Nuz on his headline tour of Australia. Since then, he shared stages with legends like Talib Kweli, Dead Prez, DJ Jazzy Jeff, and even Sir Elton John. His debut album, One, featured none other than KRS-One, and his follow-up, Become, earned an ARIA Award nomination for Best Urban Album. In 2020, he released Southwest, a heartfelt tribute to his roots, which was ranked among Double J's top 50 albums of the year. But Fresh is more than music. He's a YouTube Creators for Change ambassador, performing at the United Nations headquarters in New York to promote tolerance and social justice. He's also the creator of We the Kings, the official anthem for the Sydney Kings basketball team. As the founder and artistic director of Conscious, a hip-hop development program at Campbelltown Arts Centre, he mentors socially minded artists from Western Sydney, building pathways for the next generation. Whether on stage, in the studio, or in the community, Fresh the Lion roars with purpose, resilience, and pride. His music is not just entertainment, it's empowerment. As part of the Hip Hop is a Graveyard movement with Jaguar Wright set in the West and kicking it with Auntie Leah, I have made this Songography tribute to Fresh the Lion called Forever Rising. If you're enjoying the content of this channel, please smash that like button and bang on the subscribe bell. Here we go.
Yo, born soup, keep singing the Southwest scene. Liverpool roots where the culture's key. Punjabi at home, English in the class, navigating two worlds, trying to make it last. From Sydney streets to the global stage, he spit truth, wisdom, breaking out the cage, inspired by Tupac, KRS, one flame. Hip hop gave him pride, now the line got a name. Well, fresh the lion, war with the mic. Forever rising through every fight. Sing means lion, that's the middle name. From hardship to honor, he changed the game. Who one becomes Southwest, he speaks truth in the booth. Power when he leaks. Oh, fresh the lion, standing tall and proud. Voice of the people, say it loud. He penned We the Kings for the Sydney squad. 17K fans gave the crowd a nod. From Nas to Elton, he shared the mic. Dead Prez Talib, that's the type he like. YouTube's creators for change who went stage. Rat star world, breaking out the cage. Culture strong, doctor with a vision. Sick values, justice, lyrical precision. Conscious minds, he mentors the youth. Campbelltown arts, building up the truth. Village boy vibes with a purpose so deep for the kids in the West. Dreams they can keep. He lost his tongue, but found his soul. Hip-hop hill made the lion whole. Now he spits in Punjabi, reclaiming his sound. With every verse, he breaks new ground. Oh, fresh the lion, roar with the mic. Forever rising through every fight. Sing means lion, that's the middle name. From hardship to honor, he changed the game. Oh, one becomes Southwest, he speaks truth in the booth. Power when he leaks. AL, fresh the lion, standing tall and proud. Voice of the people, say it loud. So here's to the lion, the legacy he made. From Sydney to hustle, never let it fade. A third culture kid with a first-rate flow. A fresh the lion, let the whole world know, bro. Fresh the lion, the fire.
All right.
Good job. Yes.
Yeah, thank you. So,
Yeah.
so that's my music. Obviously, it's not El Fresh Alliance because of all the copyright
Yeah.
stuff. You can just get in and play people's
Yeah.
music as much as you'd like to, right?
Yeah.
But I dropped the link to his channel in the chat so that people can go and check it out for themselves. He
Awesome.
he ended up he came to New York. He was part of the YouTube Creators for Change. He's an ambassador for it, and they had something on in New York. He went there. He performed as well. So yeah, go and check him out. Now I'll queue up the other one if you like.
Sure. Let's get it.
Sample the Grades. Let me just
get it.
Queue it up. This is the one I'm sharing. All right, come go back.
Yo, check the mic, 1, 2. When Pac got hit, the world was looking for the truth. In all the chaos, one voice came from the youth. Not a household name, nah, the story runs much deeper. Yeah, fell fool, hip-hop knew him as they keep a yak.
All right.
Ready?
It's ready. Yep, ready to go.
Right, let's go.
This is Sam for the Greats.
Tell us a little bit about Sam for the
guys.
Greats.
No, it's in there. It's all in there. It's
Okay.
all in there. Yeah, we don't need to waste everyone's time when they can already hear it. This is pretty good. I'm very pleased with this
Okay.
one.
Let's go.
This is Sam for the Great.
Hey guys, great to see you here again. Welcome to the Mountain Goat Sessions, a space where creativity climbs beyond borders. In this new series, we're taking you on a global journey to meet the voices, visionaries and rebels with rhythm who aren't just making music. They're making an impact. From artists who gave sound a revolution to rising stars crafting change with every beat. We're shining a light on the musicians who move us, inspire us, and shake the world awake. These aren't just hits, they're histories. These aren't just artists, they're architects of culture, builders of bridges, and sometimes the spark behind social movements. Every session will highlight one artist, past or present, whose musical message shaped something greater. Their story, their struggle, their sound. This is music with a mission. And this is the Mountain Goat Sessions. Please bang that subscribe bell. Smash that like button and share the video, okay? Let's go! 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 Go!
She raps with fire, flows like poetry, and walks a path shaped by 2 continents. This is the journey of Sampa the Great. Born in Zambia, raised in Botswana, and artistically reborn in Australia. Her sound defies genre. Her voice commands attention. And her story, well, it starts with a spark lit by Tupac. As a teen, it was Tupac's truth-telling that shook something awake. His courage to speak on injustice and identity became the pulse in her own voice. But it wasn't just Tupac who helped shape her. It was her homeland too. Zambian traditions, Botswanan upbringing, African pride, all of it poured into her lyrics. Then came the move to Australia, and with it, a turning point. In 2017, a powerful shift happened on a national scale. Triple J, Australia's youth broadcaster, gave Sampa a platform, and she took it with fire. Her track Final Form didn't just make the Triple J Hottest 100, it stormed the countdown at 89 in 2019. A stunning moment for African-Australian representation, but that wasn't the first or last time she left a mark. She delivered jaw-dropping version covers, including an unforgettable rendition of Kendrick Lamar's DNA, where her lyrical power met political force, and she made it her own. It was raw, proud, unapologetically Sampa. Triple J didn't just play her music. They became a part of her platform, giving space to a new kind of narrative in Australian music. For an African-born black woman MC to take that stage and own it was groundbreaking. It helped open doors for others. And she never forgot where she came from. Her 2022 album, As Above, So Below, recorded entirely in Zambia, was a return to the source. It wasn't just music, it was medicine. A celebration of heritage, womanhood, and sound without borders. Sampa the Great turned global sounds into personal power. From Lusaka to Triple J to the world stage, she didn't ask for space.
Hey, Lady Classic.
And in doing so, she made room for all of us. Sampa the Great and Angelique Kidjo, voices of power. 2 continents, 2 generations, 1 powerful lineage of rhythm, voice, and vision.
I'm digging these beats, Nick.
From Benin to the world, Angelique Kidjo rose, a sonic force, breaking borders, blending Afrobeat, soul, funk, and tradition. A 4-time Grammy winner, an activist, a global icon, Kidjo is Africa's voice on the world stage. And decades later, from Zambia via Botswana to Melbourne, came Sampa the Great, a lyrical poet with a message as bold as her sound. She spits truth with fire, fusing hip-hop, neo-soul, and heritage, unapologetically African, undeniably powerful. For Sampa, Kidjo was more than music. She was a blueprint, a light, a reminder that identity is not a limitation, it's a foundation. In 2020, these 2 giants finally stood on the same stage, not just to share the mic, but to pass the torch from one fearless voice to the next. This is more than music. It's a revolution through rhythm, a connection of past, present, and future. This is Sampa the Great and Angelique Kidjo, Africa Amplified. Here are some excerpts from an interview almost 3 years ago in Zambia with That Said podcast and Sampa the Great.
You know, one thing I've really appreciated about the work you guys have been doing, especially if I can just get back to Sampa for a bit, I've been watching a lot of your songs from the time when you were working at this album, and you have sort of worked tirelessly to conscientize us youths in this country, especially about pride in our skin color, our cultures. Where has this come from?
I mean, the first place I went to outside of Africa was the States. And it was such a huge culture shock, and the racism was so much that I had a view of how people see Africans outside of Africa. Yeah. And it was so harsh and so deep that I told myself, I'm not leaving this continent until I'm proud of myself, because no one can make me feel less. And then going to Australia and starting my career and just seeing how easy it was for them to remove the Zambian bit of my name and just be like, she's Australian or she's Zambian Australian, just so that they can remove the connection to Africa, to Zambia. To me, it made it seem like for young Zambians, this is less achievable for them because this person is Australian. Yeah, okay, that's cool, but she's Australian. The truth of the matter is all these dreams, these inspirations started from here. I was writing songs here in Zambia and Botswana. I was there with my notepad, writing them in Lubuto, in Luansha, in my grandma's house, like in Ndola. That's where I grew up. Like I was writing these songs there. And the more I saw, the world see this excellence and try and remove my Africanness from it, the more I saw how it was important to make sure people know that this music comes from Africa.
I see where the question comes from. She's Kopala. You knew there had to be that secret ingredient. I mean, you left Zambia and you went to America. This is where they're shooting black people, right?
Yeah.
And this is where you took yourself.
Yeah.
Jesus.
That was the only place I've never made music. That was the only place I never made music because it was that deep. I was like,
Hey, let me ask you a question. I was watching The Builder. He was on the Breakfast Club. Mm-hmm. And he spoke about
Hi, Alina. Welcome.
Like, when he was in Nigeria, when he was making music in Nigeria, how authentic it would sound because of his surroundings. And then he went to America and obviously worked with other producers who felt his music needs to take a certain turn to be accepted. Yeah. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
Has that happened when your music started, the way that you would create your music and then you leave, you go to Australia or other places and you make music there, and they sort of try to change the way you sound?
How many different countries do we have in the chat?
Oh yeah, or you would sound way better if it was pop, or you'd sound way better if you had less of this, or even just in one of our songs that's coming out, I'm rapping in Setswana, they're like, don't you want to change that? All the time, but I think I wouldn't. If anyone else made my music for me, it wouldn't be me. And I'm just not that kind of artist, but it happens to any and all artists. You just have to really stand firm in the music that you make.
Great. Can we talk about your influences though? I've been sampling music by Bahamadia and videos, Missy Elliott.
Yeah.
Who are your influences? For me, I'll pick those as maybe your direct influences. Or am I getting this all wrong?
I mean, Bahamadia, I only really heard about her 2 or 3 years into my career. Right. People said I sounded like her, but I never heard her music before. And so my biggest, and the afro and everything, I was just like, oh, this is crazy. The only person I believed who told me I sound like her was Lauryn Hill. And Lauryn Hill was my biggest inspiration. She was like, yeah, you sound like her.
Really?
Like Bahamadia, not like...
What does I pronounce it? I pronounce it right, yeah?
Well, that's how I saw it.
Everybody's surprised about is that you spoke.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's why you're surprised. It's like, oh, you spoke with Lauryn.
Oh yeah.
You did?
I supported her. That's my dream come true. Jesus. I just need to work on the song with her, and then
I went through that Jesus Christ moment. When? No, because like when we're doing this album, like every time I'll be like, I think we should feature, I just mentioned some names.
Yeah.
Like a huge artist.
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, this person follows me, man. And it's true. Like the artists, literally like these huge artists who know something like that. So it's in it.
But you know what's dope? Lauryn Hill is so huge, but the most humble artist out of all the artists that I've met. Like you wouldn't expect that from her. She's so humble.
She has one album, right? Still.
First of all, Is that supposed to be like a side jab at her?
No.
That's actually
it's how great she is. Like you can do one and just
everybody jabs her. Everybody
I'm saying I'm actually impressed.
Yeah.
Right.
That one album did that.
One album and 100%. That's the Miseducation, right?
Miseducation, Lauryn Hill,
yeah.
And right now, people that know of Lauryn Hill, just like when you tell people like, do you know how many albums Biggie had when he died?
Yeah.
Like his name was so big, but when you look at it, he only had like two albums, right? So people are like, what? Really? And so it's actually a compliment.
It's not about the quantity, it's the quality.
Yeah.
And she gave us quality.
Another thing that is crazy.
Like Angelique Kidjo, they won and you rule Africa. As I was saying, I've been following the socials quite closely, especially. And I know you're not getting into industry politics and all, but I need to ask this. I know you're not really into industry politics and always sees you promoting your art, your music and all that. Let me just quote something here. Where does your mind go when you see comments, where people are getting so political? People are talking about she's not a Zambian artist like that because of how long she's been in Australia and how it looks like our artist struggles ain't yours. Somebody tweeted this. How do you feel about
That's
people?
fair. I mean, that's your point of view.
Yeah.
I think I've come to a point where I don't try and defend myself or explain myself for people. Like, that's your point of view and that's fine. I know who I am. I know why I'm doing what I'm doing. So if that's what you think, that's what you think. I know I'm Zambian. I don't have to try and constantly prove that to you. So that's,
this comes back to what we spoke about in the preamble, where people think you're not Zambian, like you're more Australian than Zambian. Like considering a lot of people have been saying this, and some celebrity in Zambia said this. Sampa's using African clout and flag to advance her career because all eyes are on African music now and not so much Australia.
So why isn't he doing the same? Because it won't work for him.
That's funny.
I didn't quite.
You must not listen to my music. I mean, from the Great Mixtape, I've been very proud of where I'm from and who I am. In fact, I've repped being African more than people who switched. Like people switched during the Black Lives Matter. I've been about it, so you can say.
You're reading comments off Twitter.
Yeah.
We actually listen to you, like what you.
No. She's asking about that industry politics.
Oh yeah, I don't care.
And listen, even if she wasn't, does that make her any less talented?
Nah. I mean, that's why she's here. This podcast is about movers, shakers, the trendsetters, the change makers.
And that's why the person who is tweeting that is where they are furiously masturbating.
Wow.
Because they're not happy with their lives, right?
Oh my goodness.
Jinx.
I need to take you to my church now.
I will.
It's the fact that we both were like, wow.
First off, your pastor will be like, who told you to drink this year?
My pastor will handle it.
Bring him in. He needs more work.
What are your thoughts on female musicians who, make music with high sexual content? Because you're not about that. You're fully
What
dressed.
makes you think I'm not about that?
No, you're not. Every music video I've seen with Sampa the Great in it, you're fully clothed.
Have you seen Lane?
Which one?
Lane.
Lane? Are you naked in Lane?
Have you seen Lane?
No.
Is it on X videos?
No, I've not seen. Is she naked?
Wow.
But let's put it this way.
Okay, do you know what? It's really not even a shame to discuss femininity in front of a group of guys. But for me, as a woman,
because as a guy, you can still be
100%. But also, you're thinking from the point of view of somebody. It's the same.
Also, it's very in touch with his feminine side. So
that's okay. A woman still. That's fine. But the struggles that you face are not going to be the struggles I face.
Right.
But my the reason I'm saying that though is why can't a woman be the full spectrum? Why can't she be sexy, smart? Like why does it have to end at Sampa doesn't do that? She must be this type of woman. I'm not every woman, and I will cover every spectrum. Exactly. So I'll answer that question that way.
And do you feel like maybe women in music are judged mostly by their bodies and not
what
their
they wear?
Yeah.
100%. A dude could wear a sweatshirt and jump on stage in hip hop, and that's that dude. But let a woman wear something that's off and rap like crazy, it'll be like, look at her hair though. Like it's so stupid. It is so stupid.
That is it. Let's speak of judging.
Yeah.
So this is disrespectful as people judge me because I'm short. Guess what she is?
Same.
Do you see how great she is?
Same WhatsApp group.
Exactly. Do you know who else is short? Tom Cruise.
Yeah, he is short.
He's short. Tom Cruise can run under a dining room table with his legs straight. Wow. Okay, no, he can't, but in my mind, I can imagine.
Mike, please talk about the drums that you produced for the song.
Let's talk to Mary for a little bit. Yeah, right. Before we come back to you in a lot of questions about women in the industry, but we'll come back to you in a little bit. I think we'll take a break.
Am I speaking for all women in the industry? Damn.
Yeah, you will in a bit. Mike.
Now, without further ado, let's have a listen to the new song called Echoes of a Goat from Mountain Goat Productions to wrap up this Mountain Goat session featuring Sampa the Great. So the new track is a songography. A songography is a mini biography told in a song. The new song, Echoes of a Goat, is dedicated to the one and only Sampa the Great.
They said you can't find home in the waveform, but she heard Lusaka in the bass drum, heard Pac in the pen, a prophet in pain, heard Kijo in the wind, singing truth in the rain. Yeah, she was born where the sun meets copper red soil. A Z-born girl with a quiet coil of turmoil. Moved through the motherland, rhymes in her pack. Books full of verses where her soul fought back. Mama played hymns, Baba played jazz. She studied the silence between trumpet and brass. Botswana breeze, Lusaka night. She was raised on stories and satellite light. She's the echo of a goat, the flame of Kijo, the soul of Pac and a Zambian flow. From the booth to the bush, he speaks what she knows. If they lit the spark and she became the glow. When that bubble go, the flame of Kijo, the soul of Pac in a Zambian flow. From the booth to the bush, I speaks what she knows. If they lit the spark and she became the glow. She flew to Oz with a dream and a drum. Told him she don't sing soft, she spits where she's from. Mic in her palm like a griot scroll. Every verse she writes feeds her ancestral soul. They weren't ready for truth in that studio booth. They wanted bars, not burdens, but she gave them uncouth. Triple J post with the heart of a plan. Final form dropped, now the world understands. Kijo sang light into African night. Pac dropped bars that shaped her fight. Now she writes in rhythm, moves with grace. Their legacy echoes in every space. She's the echo of a goat, the rhythm of kings. Wrote her legacy in verses, not material things. From Pac to the plains, from Benin to Z. Channels the past in every word said. Not just a rapper, she's roots in a verse of prayer and motion. A blessing and curse. If Pac was the storm and Kijo the flame, that she is the thunder that carries their name now. So when they ask where she's from, tell them from Tupac's fire and Kijo's breath. From exile turned anthem. From Lusaka to stages that stretch worldwide. She's not chasing greatness. She is the great. Just ask the GOAT.
And that's a wrap on this episode of Mountain Goat Sessions. Huge thanks to you, our incredible viewers, for climbing the creative mountain with us. Whether you tuned in for the music, the stories, or just the vibe, we're grateful you made it to the summit. If you felt inspired, moved, or entertained, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share the journey. Your support helps us keep the sessions alive and the goats climbing higher. We've got more raw talent coming your way, so stay tuned, stay curious, and keep chasing that next peak. Until next time, keep your footing steady and your spirit wild. Peace.
All right. Thank you, Nick's Mountain Goat, for producing such an amazing songography for Sampa the Great. Again, thank you for bringing us some knowledge about artists that are from Australia.
You're so welcome, and I'm not done, so that will all continue on my channel. And we can do 2 ways on that if you like, Auntie Leah, when I'm doing those ones.
What do you mean, 2 ways?
Yeah, I'm just gonna continue on with many different artists with this Mountain Goat Sessions. It won't all be hip hop. Yeah, it won't all be hip hop though. That's all I'm saying. And we can, if you want, you can stream to your channel when we're doing that.
Oh, okay. Yep. That's something. Thank you. Something to think about, guys. All right, but without further ado, we're going to talk about the guy that we came here to talk about, and that is Shock-G. I've seen people in the comments not knowing who Shock-G is. They've never heard of Shock-G. But guys, do you remember this song back in the early 90s? I think it was 1991. It was called The Humpty Dance. Put one in chat if you remember that song. Here's your chance to do the dance, do the hump. Do it, baby. Do the Humpty Hump. Do the Humpty Hump. You guys remember that song? Well, that is Shock-G. So, Shock-G, like I said, his original name was Gregory Jacobs. He passed away in a Tampa hotel on April 22nd, 2021. He was 57 years old and he had a drug overdose, allegedly. So I made a video about his life, of course, because this whole segment is really about hip hop being a graveyard. Why do all of our artists pass away? Our good ones. Why are they passing away of unnatural causes? It's always right. It's either the pneumonia, in the words of Jaguar, right, or a drug, overdose, or they're getting pow, just crazy stuff. No natural deaths.
Yep.
So that's why we call hip hop a graveyard. Now, without further ado, let's get into the video I made about Shock-G.
Let's do it. And when the ones that don't remember him, you'll know him as soon as you see him. You'll know. And when
you'll know who he is.
Know. Yeah, they'll know. And your mic is miking, Auntie Leah. We can hear you. We can hear you. We can hear you. Hooray!
Wait a minute, guys. Auntie forgot to share the screen. I'm always forgetting something. Y'all got to bear with me. If I don't forget something, I wouldn't be Auntie Leah. I always have issues, but I'll get it right. Yeah. But I'm always having some sort of issues. But here we are. Here we go. Let's go. And now it's spinning. Great.
Thanks for tuning into this segment of Hip Hop is a Graveyard. Please like,
share, my avatar?
And subscribe as we explore the life of digital underground.
Very cute.
Shock-G.
Very cute.
The man that introduced the world to Tupac Shakur.
Hey, Leah. Hey, girl.
It is I, the infamous Jesus, Shock Jesus, aka the fool in zebra print, goer of great places, breather of delicious air, doer of beautiful women. Him, he, I, who gets the most high, on and off stage, raging supreme lunatic in the art of fusing enhanced social activity with groove. For mega party squared plus music equals digital underground, and I am the gatekeeper to which you all hold the key. Shock-G, baby. They know who I am. AKA the original Big Nose rapper. Piano Man, baby. Yeah, I was the one. I'm the man who put the piano behind Tupac Shakur. I'm proud of that.
All respect to those who break their neck to keep their hoes in check, cause they sweat a brother majorly. And I don't know why your girl keeps paging me. She tell me that she needs me, cries when she leaves me, and every time she sees me, she squeeze me. Lady, take it easy. Hate to sound sleazy, but tease me. I don't want it if it's that easy. Hey, yo, bust it.
Musically, it's all in everything we do. Not just Dre, almost everything. It's just little by little keyboards. P-Funk was one of the first bands to say, let's not even use a bass on a lot of stuff. Even though, Stevie would try and move on a song or two, a lot of groups would. They just laid in it for a bunch of albums and realized like, yo, this is hot. But eventually in the 80s, half the songs, half the artists on the radio. And then by the 90s, nobody was using live instruments. Mostly keyboards doing stuff. String instrument rare to even be found in it, horns or whatever. So that in itself is one way. And then not just that, the thinking, the patterns, the movement, the way it moves, everything moves that way. For a while, it's just coming out of that. It's just coming out of that now. With that riding around, I'm getting it. That dun, 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 that pattern, like we're going into some Latin rhythms right now. It's just coming out of the zone. But the 90s and the whole 2000s, that main bounce everybody had, yeah, that was laid by them cats in the 70s.
Okay, so just to talk a little bit about the genre that ShockG was a part of. He was a part of the P-Funk genre. I'll tell you a little bit about that. P-Funk is actually short for Parliament. Funkadelic. It refers both to a magical Leah, get it together, Auntie. Get it together. I said get it together, tongue. Okay. It refers both to a musical genre and a collective of artists led by George Clinton, who pioneered a new experimental form of funk music way back in the 1970s and beyond. So P-Funk is a blend of 6 different genres. First one is psychedelic rock. The next one is soul. The third genre is funk grooves or funky grooves. The fourth is science fiction themes.
Wow.
Another one is Afrofuturism or Afrofuturism. Afrofuturism.
Future, yeah.
All right. And on top of that, it also incorporates theatrical and humor. So if anybody knows who George Clinton is, on his videos, he, was very comical, in his videos, and so was ShockG in Digital Underground. I'm wondering if you guys know who we're talking about yet. Well, if you don't, I'm pretty sure you will. So let's continue to watch. And I made this song, guys.
It started with a joke, a track with a plastic nose, a bar in the battle, that's how the story goes. But the funny crew in the hip-hop game would launch a legend and a tragic flame from a circus of funk. A star with a sin, the beginning of the party was a legend's tragic end. Imagine a party that never seemed to end. It was a psychedelic funk-fueled circus out of Oakland, a vision of cartoon absurdity led by a guy in a fake nose named Humpty Hump. This was Digital Underground, and the mission was to make you dance and laugh. But this carnival of sound became the unlikely launch pad for one of hip-hop's most consequential figures. This is the story of how hip-hop's funniest crew gave the world its greatest tragedy.
Call him Shah-G. He made history. The legendary underground group that made Tupac the king of the world crown. Hip-hop is a graveyard. Salute.
Let's get it. Let's go. In the late 80s, while West Coast hip-hop was being defined by the hard-edge reality of NWA, a different revolution was brewing in Oakland, led by the visionary ShockG. Digital Underground turned away from anger and politics, embracing the surreal and the goofy. Instead, the inspiration wasn't the streets, it was Parliament Funkadelic. They weren't just a rap group, they were an art project. The heart of it all was ShockG's alter ego Humpty Hump, whose 1990 hit the Humpty Dance became a platinum-selling global phenomenon. Digital Underground, they built a P-Funk spaceship, deliberately offering an escape from the gangster rap, defining the coast as the fame exploded. The road crew grew. Among the backup dancers was a young man with the magnetic energy and the fire in his eyes. Tupac Shakur, to the world, he was just a guy dancing on stage, but to the group, he was family. ShockG took him under his wing, becoming a mentor and big brother. Even then, you could see they were wired differently while the group was built on shared silliness. Tupac was, as one member later said, on
on a mission from day one. He was a poet of pain, hiding in plain sight inside a corner full of joy. That moment to shine arrived in 1991 on the track, same song in the music video. Tupac is literally an African king, carried on to the said on the throne. It was an incredible cosign from Shah-G, a formal introduction to the world. That one verse was all it took in the scope. Record signed Tupac and Shah-G co-produces the View album. Tupacalypse. Now, but this album was nothing like a digital underground record, but the humor was gone, replaced with raw anger and stories of struggle. The joyful world of digital underground and service purpose. It was the incubator that allowed one of hip-hop's most powerful voices to find a strength. Call him Shock-G. He made history. The legendary digital underground group that made Tupac the king of the world crown. Hip-hop is a graveyard. Salute. Let's get it. Let's go. The plan had worked perfectly. Liddy collected built on fun and absurdity. Had launched a voice of raw, unfiltered reality. But what happens when that reality becomes more powerful than the fantasy that created it? What happens when the star attraction becomes more dangerous and tragic than anyone in the happy circus could have ever imagined? As Tupac's star shot into the stratosphere, his life became tangled in the very violence he rapped about. The man raised in the collective that preached fun and unity was now at the center of the deadly East Coast versus West Coast rivalry. His mentor watched the great Shock-G recall pulling Tupac aside, warning him of contracts on his life and offering him a key to a safe condo. Tupac's response was chilling. You don't get it, do you? I don't give a fuck. The party was over, the night now it's here. Digital underground didn't produce Tupac in spite of who they were. They produced them because of who they were. They built a space of unconditional support and creative freedom, allowing them to become himself. Their legacy is twofold: the Thomas Joy and the Humpty Dance, and the contemplated honor of Lord Tupac Shakur. In a final heartbreaking turn, Shock-G himself passed away in 2021 from an accidental overdose. The party finally was true, never but the music and the monumental career to spark. Play on. Call him Shock-G. He made history. Legendary digital, the ground group that made Tupac the base of world crown. Hip-hop is a graveyard. Salute. Let's get it. Let's go.
If you found the story compelling, please hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into hip-hop history. And let us know in the comments, what does the legacy of digital underground mean to you? Call him Shock-G. He made history. Shock-G. The legendary digital underground group that made Tupac. That made Tupac crown. The king of the world crown. Hip-hop is a graveyard.
Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's go. R.I.P. Shock-G. Do the Humpty Dance in the gangster's paradise.
On April 22nd, 2021, a hotel manager in Tampa, Florida, walked into a room after the guest missed his checkout time. Inside, he found the body of a 57-year-old man alone. The world would soon learn that man was Gregory Jacobs, but they knew him by another name, Shock-G. It was a quiet, lonely end for someone who created one of the loudest, most joyful, and unforgettable characters in music history. He was the architect of a sound that defined an era, the generous mentor who gave a legend his start, and the genius behind a mask that made the entire world dance.
We keep the style like all the underground hip-hop, but the digital stands for the fact that we're using digital equipment and that we're taking R&B Black American music to the next phase. You see, but the fact that it's on the underground is the fact that you'll never really know who the fuck we are. Everybody wants to know who's in the. It's all about the music and the message we convey.
But that mask was heavy, and behind it was a man struggling with the weight of his own creation.
Yep.
How did the innovator who launched a global icon and shaped the sound of a generation find himself here? This is the complete life story of Shock-G. Before the glasses, before the nose, and long before the fame, there was Gregory Jacobs, born in New York City on August 25th, 1963.
Because I'm about to ruin the image and the style that you're used to.
Wild 94.1 DJ Orlando Davis spent the day with the rapper back in 2007. He says it was evident he never forgot Tampa.
Gee, I mean, he's a Tampa kid. I mean, that's a Chamberlain High School product, Greco Middle School. I mean, he bounce back and forth with divorce between New York and Tampa. But hey, as you see in the 90s, when you talk about NWA and Public Enemy and the artists like that, he was able to hit with Do What You Like, which is a party record. And it kind of speaks to Tampa. The Tampa in this kid brought him to the hip hop culture.
He was the lead singer for hip hop group Digital Underground and a successful music producer who spawned the career of Tupac and worked alongside Bobby Brown and Prince.
He's an incredible musician, and I will say that it's going to be missed because you don't really have that kind of musicality and that kind of fun in hip hop.
Jacobs' father saying authorities will conduct an autopsy to determine cause of death. Reporting in Tampa, Jennifer
His
Holton,
family was
Fox
always
13
on the
News.
move, bouncing around the East Coast before finally landing in Tampa, Florida. From a young age, music was his refuge. He was a natural, a self-taught musician who won Most Talented as a drummer in junior high and later taught himself piano, often by sneaking into college practice rooms and music stores to play. His parents' divorce sent him back to Queens, right into the epicenter of a cultural explosion, the birth of hip-hop. He immediately traded his drum kit for a set of turntables, learning the craft from his cousin. A friend suggested he call himself Shah-G. Greg misheard it as ShockG, and the name just stuck. By 16, he was already back in Florida working as a radio DJ, but his rebellious creativity got him fired for playing the full 15-minute version of Funkadelic's Not Just Knee Deep in a 5-minute slot. It was an early sign of an artist who refused to be boxed in by formula.
There's no way that I could perform in this music business that I was entangled with him in and not take a time out to pour out a little liquor. And the way you pour out a little liquor on stage is you play that person's music and just don't do nothing.
I swear, I mean, all praise to John Singleton and ShockG, because if it wasn't, and Ernest Dick wasn't for those three people, I'd be stuck.
We know what that band meant to y'all. You meant the same thing to us.
Okay, so it's very important for us to understand that basically ShockG is the one that really gave Tupac a chance. He gave him his first chance to rap on a song called The Same Song. And he allowed Tupac Shakur to spit the very first verse. And that's how he introduced Tupac, to the world. I wrote down some notes because I'm trying to figure out, allegedly, if this is really what happened. What happened in his life that may have took a turn that made him turn to drugs. Normally a person turns to drugs to numb some sort of pain, right? And just like he said in the beginning, his very first video, he says he's the one that gets the most high. So he never did hide the fact that that's what was going on. But I just would like to know why. What did it? Was it the divorce that him and his parent? I mean, when a couple gets divorced, basically, the whole family.
Yeah.
The whole family. Go ahead, Nick.
Yeah, it can it has a very deep psychological effect on children. On everyone.
So I wrote down divorce. Maybe could be one thing. I couldn't pinpoint when exactly he started doing the drugs. Or was it the nefarious music industry that we have learned so much about from Jaguar Wright that push artists over the edge? The things that they do, or was it because the work dried up? Because like Digital Underground focused a lot on rap that wasn't really gangster rap, right? But for some reason, during that era, right around 1993, 94, right? Like NWA, yeah, but it really became prominent when the East Coast, West Coast war started. That's when, you know, real gangster rap started to drop. And maybe it wasn't a market for them anymore. The type of music that Digital Underground was producing. I'm not sure. Let's keep listening and see if we can find out.
Yep.
But I wrote the script, so I should know it's not in there. Just letting you know that. It ain't there, y'all. It ain't there.
After dropping out of high school, Jacobs roamed the country taking odd jobs, but the music never stopped calling him. He eventually earned his diploma and studied music theory at Hillsborough Community College, putting a formal education behind the skills he'd already mastered. In the mid-'80s, he landed in Oakland, California, a city steeped in funk and activism that was the perfect crucible for his ideas. There, in 1987, he met Jimmy Chopmaster J. Dright and Kenneth Kenny K. Waters, and together they formed Digital Underground.
In the Bay Area, when we were doing what we were doing, we were maybe third. There was Too Short, MC Hammer, and then us. And, you know, the thing with what we did was something that wasn't regionally didn't sound like in any particular region. The music we did was actually rather international out the gate, and so we kind of kicked some doors in. And because of the kind of music we were doing, we were the first West Coast rap group to get signed by an East Coast label, which was very important back then because.
Now, this guy that we're watching right now, he actually is Jimmy Chopmaster J. Dright. Jimmy Chopmaster J. Dright. Him, ShockG, and Kenneth Kenny K. Waters actually are the three that formed Digital Underground.
Right.
And just to let you guys know, it was something that happened around when he went to high school. And I think that's a divorce. It has to be around the divorce that kind of messed him up, because it says after dropping him out of high school, so he whatever it was, he was so depressed that he dropped out of high school. Jacobs, he roamed the country taking odd jobs, but the music never stopped calling him. He eventually earned his diploma, which is great, and studied theory at Hillsborough Community College. So he was able to get his life back together, which is amazing. Putting a formal education behind the skills he had already mastered. In the mid-'80s, he landed in Oakland, California, a city steeped in funk and activism that was the perfect crucible for his idea. So he was born in New York, relocated to Florida, and ended up in California, the West Coast.
Mm-hmm.
It was so, you know, it was so territorial, hip hop, and the people from New York, and you had to be from New York to do it, and all the rest of that stuff. But we broke that. Shock is actually from Brooklyn, born in Brooklyn, but we did it out of the Bay, and it was just important to make sure that we, kick some ass and try to be, the next thing. And we had a lot of success, but success wasn't cool to have in hip hop back then. It wasn't cool to be commercial. It wasn't cool to cross over. It wasn't cool. Like, it was cool for me. That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to cross over. But because I wasn't from New York, I didn't understand. Right? No, I understood. I saw the trend where New York cats were using it to cross over into acting and film and television and all the rest of that. They weren't holding on to that neighborhood thing. And I didn't have it at all. I wasn't no neighborhood guy. I was a guy trying to make records, tour, and have fun. I'm from this area. And they say you're a product of your environment, right? We're products of our environment. And my environment was Ginsberg, Allen Ginsberg in the Beatnik thing in North Beach, or Summer of Love, right? Or the Women's Liberation, Black Panther Party, and Free Speech Movement. I'm a part of all of that. So it was about having to be innovative and do something different, left to center. And I've always liked left to center because I've never been as talented as the guys right down the middle. I couldn't play what they could play, but I'd be like, but can you do this? And so, that's what it's all about, doing the next thing. And the 50th anniversary of hip hop. I'm in the process right now celebrating 35 years. 35. A bunch of milestones happening with the culture right now, period. And one of them with me is definitely the 35th anniversary of my own self, but also we're currently working and doing stuff that's the 30th anniversary of Tupac. And Tupac was my roommate and my roadie in Digital Underground. I was the guy who recorded him initially. And he was my roommate, roadie, and my headache. He became like he was.
I can imagine he was a headache.
But somehow I ended up working for him. And meaning I had to look out for him. You had to watch and quell different little arguments. I think I saved his life 100 times. It was it was a job. It was like having a bad little cousin or something hanging out with you. But these things are now, they've all come back around now, and it's kind of weird and fun at the same time to be a part of something that started those years ago and be one of the pioneers of it.
How did you guys come up with the name Digital Underground?
Because back in that time, it was about having a posse, right? You had to have a whole bunch of people, about having a crew. The neighborhood thing out in New York. So they bring all their homies and everybody together, this, that, and the other. But Shock and I were only the two of them. We had to create the illusion of being a bunch of different people. Like even on the album credits, I'm Shopmaster J when I do this and drum, but I'm CMJ when I'm over doing. We had to create this Shock is ShockG, Humpty Hump, the Piano Man, MC Blowfish. He's a bunch of different things. So we had to create this illusion of that. And I was telling them, like, man, we need to be this group that people don't know us. We could be Electric Underground. You don't see us. You don't this, that, either. Yeah, but we live in a digital phase. He worked in the music store. This digital era. I'm like, yeah, Digital Underground. That's what it was.
Yep.
That's how we did that. He said digital, I said underground.
So go ahead. Guess I'm the same.
Yeah, I really like that guy. I'm very curious about him. And he said, he wasn't really into the commercial music, and that's me. I was never into commercial music either. And I think that's why my musical tastes are really broad, they're really broad. Because I was listening to alternative music, and that included hip hop. So hey Jag. But I just wanted to say very quickly, it was called Digital Underground because things were changing. The format of the music was changing, from actual music, like actual instruments, to the digital form of things and beats and whatever. And and I feel like we're on the precipice of that now, where a lot of the music is coming in a different form. So there's this new challenge with producers. It's a new thing that's happening, and I think it's a good thing. But that's just me. That's it.
Right. Agreed. Now, if you're wondering where he is, he's still alive, by the way.
Oh, good.
And he is actually still active in the industry. Good. He's still producing music and all of that. But in 2024, Chopmaster J, he survived a serious fall. He underwent triple bypass heart surgery and experienced a near-death episode. But since recovering, he's expressed a deep appreciation for life and art now. So he described that period as his bonus round of life and has since recommitted himself to music and legacy work. So
that's great.
It looks like he also has a new music, and he has new music and a podcast. I think that's what this is saying. It says together with his son. He has a son named SOTU. I'm not sure what that means. It's an acronym. I'm going to say SOTU. And they prepared to release a Sex Package 2, the re-up, album, created sequel to Digital Underground Classics album. I don't know if that was
Ooh,
ever released, but
okay.
he's also launching, and this was back in 2024. So hopefully he's already launched it.
Mm-hmm.
a new podcast called The Chop Shop. So the debut date was August the 20th, 2024.
Okay.
And the platform is the Pantheon Podcast Network. I've never heard of Pantheon before, but that's what,
I like the
this is
word.
what, yeah, that's what
I
this
like
is
it.
saying.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. But in October 2024, he did release another album called the Kamala album.
The
And
Kamala.
no, not the vice president, not her, but it's his former fifth grade teacher. Or no, wait a minute, former fifth grade classmate.
Right.
Oh wow, he is talking about Vice President Kamala Harris.
Oh no.
Shake him, he is. So he went to school with Kamala. Interesting.
Very interesting.
Interesting. Yep. His most recent interview was July 2025. He remains on visible on Instagram. I don't have his Insta handle or anything like that, but he on his Instagram he shares personal updates and engaging with radio shows, and
Okay.
also mentioning a guest spot on KPOO 89.5 FM. I don't know what that is either. So that's just a little update
Mm-hmm.
on Jimmy Chopmaster J. Drake.
Awesome.
Got anything else to add?
Not right now. No.
All right. Let's get back to it, guys.
At first, ShockG pictured a militant group like the Black Panthers, but with Public Enemy already owning that lane, he pivoted. He decided to embrace the other side of Black expression, the surreal humor and psychedelic funk of George Clinton and Parliament Funkadelic. Digital Underground didn't sound like anything else in hip-hop. They were a chaotic, joyful, and wild.
We got to get it going on real hype because they playing this shit live. He's mixing the record in, and with the crowd, the three elements, this shit'll be dope. Yeah. So let's check it out. All three. Y'all know the words?
You know the words?
Okay. Yeah.
All,
1, 2, 3, kick it.
all around the world, same song. All around the world, same song. All around the world, same song. I thought I heard Jack right in there somewhere. Somebody said, yeah. I can't do all that, but
Wildly creative force, blending funk, jazz, and rap into something entirely new. Their philosophy was simple: do what feels good. As ShockG once said, most people have a checklist of what makes a good pop song. That's what makes music stale. We say, do what feels good. They signed with Tommy Boy Records, and their 1990 debut album, Sex Packets, went platinum. But it was one song that changed everything. That song was the Humpty Dance.
I have already nothing. I said it's all, man. I just like I'm on the beach and on the wall with the devil talking. Oh my God, I don't know what I like my hotel, black, like sister. Straight makes a rap. Just like that's a little stuff. I'm back there. Okay, I am. I want to go back. You gotta stop me. Oh, this is what they do. Let's see what they're going to do. Let's still get it in the middle. It's like I got long and fast. Come on, sing! Sing along, come on! Turn it up!
Oh, that's enough.
It wasn't just a hit. It was a pop culture earthquake, a ridiculously fun track that shot to number 11 on the Billboard Hot 100. And the one performing it wasn't ShockG, but his outlandish alter ego, Humpty Hump. With his nasally voice, loud clothes, and a huge Groucho Marx style nose, the character was an instant icon. The persona was born from pure spontaneous creativity.
Okay, guys, got a question. It's an intriguing question. I need your opinion. He created a whole alter ego.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
He created a whole nother him with a different personality.
Mm-hmm.
That's people normally don't do that, right? That was unique.
No. Very. Yep.
But what are some things that can trigger someone into creating another version of themselves mentally? He just did it, openly.
Mm-hmm.
But some type of trauma, right? Would you
Yeah, I would
agree?
say. Yeah. Yeah.
Raw
Well, yeah.
talent. Raw
I would.
talent.
I would say some sort of trauma. Yes, that's a possibility.
Yeah.
But it could just be just a higher level of creativity too. It could be.
Or it could be a mixture, right?
Could be. Yep.
Yep. It could be a mixture. I don't know. I couldn't figure it out. All I know is something drove him to the D-Rugs. Something happened when in his late teens, right around 16 or something like that, 15 or 16. I don't know the exact date of the divorce. He dropped out of school. He regained his composure.
Mm-hmm.
But has anybody here ever been a child that was a product of divorce? I'm just asking because I've never been a, I guess I have, but they wasn't married. My mom was never married. So, but there was a man in our lives that was my stepfather that was in my life for a long, long, long time. And then when they broke up, I blame myself.
Yeah.
Like
So yes, that's the same thing that happens to just if they're married, right? So the kids blame themselves, and you're spot on. So it doesn't matter if they're married or not. It's just that when the adults break up, yep, the kids blame themselves, and I don't know why that happens, but I don't know why.
It's a sense of guilt. Like, oh, what did I do wrong? Could I have been better? Could I have been a better child? Could I have gotten better grades? Could I have helped around the house more? What could I have done to help hold my family together? And then it was a long time. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, and even if you tell the children that it's not their fault, it doesn't stop that guilt feeling. So
Doesn't
it's
resonate.
it's a real thing.
So what I will tell you is, for a long time, I didn't like myself.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't like myself. So is it possible? This is just a theory. We don't know for sure that he created Humpty because he didn't like who he really was internally. So he had to get into character.
And
does that make sense?
And overcompensate. Yeah, maybe.
And create a version of himself that the world would love and like. So just a thought.
Yeah, that's a good theory. That's a good theory. Hey, Dish and Tea with D. Yes, Jag and Odell both got their channels back. And so they should have. Yep. So no, you're not confused. And yes, so much does happen on YouTube. And thanks for joining us.
Yep. All right, guys. So the video research said that they ended up signing with Tommy Boy Entertainment. Now, Tommy Boy Entertainment was founded in 1981 by Tom Silverman, who launched the label after starting Dance Music Report magazine. I don't remember that magazine, but it was a thing. So originally among the most influential independent hip hop and dance music labels, working with artists like Africa Bambaataa, if you remember him, De La Soul, Queen Latifah, Digital Underground, Coolio, may he rest in peace, House of Pain, and many more. Now, during the 80s and the 90s, the label partnered with Warner Brothers. Big mistake, right? What have we heard about Warner Brothers? Not a good thing to get in business with them, right? But then they regained their independence back in 2002, and that's when they rebranded the label as Tommy Boy Entertainment. Okay, so they are still active, but in June 2021, Reservoir Media, a music rights and publishing company, acquired Tommy Boy Music. They acquired the catalogs, the name, and the trademarks in a deal worth approximately $100 million. So, Reservoir now owns the whole Tommy Boy Music. So, just to give you some background on the label that they decided to sign with, but something stuck out to me. In the 80s and 90s, Digital Underground was formed in the 90s. They partnered with Warner Brothers.
Right.
What do we know about doing business with Warner Brothers? People come up missing, allegedly.
Right.
I'm just saying. Let's get back into it.
The voice was a mashup of a cartoon frog, Bootsy Collins, and Slick Rick. The nose, a 99-cent find from a party supply store. ShockG was so committed to the bit that he created a whole backstory for Humpty as Edward Ellington Humphrey III, who supposedly wore the nose to hide a deep fryer accident. He'd even have his lookalike brother appear on stage as Humpty, making it seem like they were two different people.
When he did that.
It was a brilliant move for marketing and performance art, but it also created a deep split that would follow him for the rest of his life.
You know, there's a lot of rappers with alter egos just to give themselves a different identity, right? Like the whole Wu-Tang Clan, Raekwon.
Okay,
Chef.
so just wait a minute. Just one thing that stood out to what the script just said. I don't know why. Okay, so yeah, I put the script together, but she said it was a split that happened when he created Humpty. Did y'all hear that?
No. It was
that
when
would follow him.
It was when he brought his lookalike brother on stage as Humpty. It was after that.
Well, let's see what it's. Isn't that basically the same thing? He created Humpty.
Humpty Hump.
Hold on.
With his nasally voice, loud nose, and huge grout mark style, the character was an instant icon. The persona was born from pure spontaneous creativity. The voice was a mashup of a cartoon frog, Bootsy Collins, and Slick Rick. The nose, a 99-cent find from a party supply store. ShockG was so committed to the bit that he created a whole backstory for Humpty as Edward Ellington Humphrey III, who supposedly wore the nose to hide a deep fryer accident. He'd even have his lookalike brother appear on stage as Humpty, making it seem like they were two different people. It was a brilliant move for marketing and performance art, but it also created a deep split that would follow him for the rest of his life.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's a.
So what do we think that split is? Is it? What do you think the split is? Is it because he brought his brother on the stage with him?
Well, yeah.
Or do you think the split?
Maybe.
Or do you think the split became because?
You go.
Or do you think the split came in because the audience, the fans, liked the character Humpty better than just Greg Jacobs or Shah-G? That's a question.
So that could have happened, and that caused maybe there wasn't enough money coming to the brother, for his contribution, and for what it was doing for the whole brand,
So you're saying that the split was between the two brothers?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Maybe.
Gotcha. All right. Let's get. It doesn't really say because it don't go in. So all we can do is like speculate. Nick.
Yeah.
It could be both ways. It could be the split between the two brothers.
Yeah.
That will follow him for the rest of his life. It just no more information out there, or it could be the split within ShockG of realizing that his fans like Humpty, and they want to see Humpty and not ShockG. That also could be the split as well.
I see what you're saying. Yep.
Yes, but that's what we had a panel for, right? Different opinions. So let's get
it.
back to it.
A lot of rappers with alter egos just to give themselves a different identity, right? Like the whole the whole Wu-Tang Clan, Raekwon, the Chef, Ghostface Killer, Tony Starks, Method Man, you know, call him Johnny Blaze, Eminem, Slim Shady, Nas, Escobar, Jay-Z, Young Hov. The list goes on. But ShockG, aka Humpty Hump, is probably the most famous one of them all, though. You know, it was three rappers. It was three rappers in the beginning of the 90s that helped hip-hop cross over into the mainstream pop world, right? Get into the endorsements in the business world. Now, those three rappers, Hammer, Vanilla Ice, and ShockG, Humpty from Digital Underground.
Okay, so I just looked up something because something just came to my mind, and that's what I'm going to do. If it comes to it, I'm going to it. Excuse me. If it comes to my mind, I need to explore it. If he just said something that's so accurate, but why do celebrities create alter egos? There is a very prominent celebrity right now that performs still right now that has an alter ego. Do you know who that is? Big Star. Big Star has an alter ego.
Nope.
Bad Breath Bay has an alter ego named Sasha Fierce. But allegedly Sasha Fierce is demonic.
Okay, you know
Go
what?
ahead.
Do you know? I'm gonna say something. So there's some YouTubers that follow that path too. Just saying.
Yeah,
That have
that's
alter
true.
egos.
Alter egos, yep. But the research said that fame can be intense. An alter ego can create emotional distance between the celebrity and the performance. I think that Bad Breath Bay, that's her name, because she ain't got no banjo, like Jaguar said. That's Bad Breath, no banjo Bay. So I remember she said in an interview that she created or whatever Sasha Fierce because she was afraid to perform on stage.
Right. Interesting.
Yeah. So creating an emotional distance is because of what? Of fear. I know that because I've did it before.
Really?
Emotional, yeah, creating emotional distance. Yes, I have.
Oh, emotional
Because
distance. Yeah. Sorry.
Yes.
I thought you were about to tell us you've got an alter ego hanging around, ready to pop up.
No, I don't, Nick. No. But the alter ego, Jesus, becomes a mark or a shield to the celebrity or whoever creates it. It's like they're playing a role, not exposing their core self. That's what I just said about ShockG. That's what I think happened when he created Humpty. And then he really put it out there. Like, he didn't allow a spirit to enter him. I don't know. I don't see that. But I've seen allegedly a spirit entering Bad Breath, No Banjo Bay. Yeah, I've seen that on stage. Allegedly. Okay. So instead of allowing something to enter him like that, it looks like he just created an outside alter ego on the stage with him. So it's kind of deep.
It's very
because
deep.
it really does show signs of depression.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. So Bad Breath, No Banjo Having Bay, created Sasha Fierce as her stage person or persona to tap into bold confidence during performances. So just a little background on it. Anybody have anything else to say? Hi, Dares.
Yeah, hi, Des. Hi, Mary. Mary from the Bronx.
Yep. All right, guys, let's get back to the video.
Digital Underground shows used to be wow. Y'all thought Luke and the Two Live Crew shows were crazy. Digital Underground had some wild stuff on stage too. And Shock is probably one of the most underrated producers of all time too. Don't forget that. His beats, his production, his beats he was making, them Digital Underground albums, man. It was like a mixture of jazz, blues, funk, rock. bunch of other stuff all mixed in it.
All mixed up. Brilliant.
And then they give you that kind of high energy rap. They can do the party rap, the funny comedian type of rap, and digital. They used to give you that political hip hop too. And the Humpty Dance, the song has been sampled by over 50 artists. And you know what else about ShockG that's very important? If it wasn't for ShockG, we probably would have never heard of the late, great Tupac Shakur. He introduced Tupac to the world and launched his career. People don't give him credit for that. They don't give him credit for that. He helped Tupac.
All right. Hold on a second, guys. I got some information for you. So he said that the song Humpty Dance has been sampled over 50 times by over 50 artists. So I'm just going to name a few of those. Ice Cube sampled it. And the song that he used it in is Jackin' for Beats. Public Enemy utilized the full drum loop in one of their tracks. LL Cool J, Mama Said Knock You Out. It also includes the drum loop from the Humpty Dance.
Right.
More recently is Spice Girls. They used the drum loop and the bass line in their track called If You Can't Dance. I'm not familiar with the Spice. I don't listen to their music, but if you guys know who they are, I think I'm gonna go listen to that. I will. And then Marky Mark in the Funky Bunch, You Gotta Believe, features the full drum loop. Other notable artists that sampled the Humpty Dance is WC and the Mad Crew. Their song was A Crazy Break. They sampled the Back to the Underground portion of the song and Behind Closed Doors. Redman, he sampled it in Blow Your Mind. Will Smith sampled it in Boom, Shake the Room, and a lot of other artists like Cam Paris or whatever, TLC, Joe Public, Sade. A lot of people sampled that song. That beat was fire.
Auntie Leah, I want you to bring me more of those. Bring me more of what beat was used in what song. Do some more on that. I love it. Good.
Okay, will do.
ShockG, talented. Look, trained musician, can play a lot of instruments. He can draw, paint, always giving back to the community. Wow. You know, some people close to Shock say Shock basically gave all his fortunes away. He was a giving person. He always helped people. You know what? Let's get into ShockG's story, right? Now, ShockG, birth name, right, is Gregory Jacobs. He was born on August 25th, 1963 in Brooklyn, New York.
Y'all see that Tupac tat? I just now noticing that he has Tupac tatted on his shoulder, man. You know, it was a time that Tupac Shakur looked up to ShockG, but by the time Pac had died, the respect switched around. ShockG began to look up to Tupac. Isn't it ironic how all the artistic artists died? What is? Go ahead, Nick. You have something to say?
I don't think I'm alone in this, but that photograph is very suggestive of an act, and I'm a bit curious about why. Do you see what I'm talking? Put a one in the chat if you see what I see in that photo. Put a one in the chat.
You being
Hang on. Go on, Auntie Leah.
Being nefarious, Nick.
Well, yeah, but so is this photograph, and I don't know if that's just out of fun or what. But
fair use. YouTube, don't shut me down. Don't give me no issues. I didn't notice it. That was Nick. Nick brought that up.
It's staring me in the face. So you know, I got it. Yeah, there's ones. There's lots of ones.
I'm about to move on because you are not about to. Rest in peace, ShockG. Thanks a lot, Nick. I can't get it out of my head now.
Oh, God. And his mom named him Gregory because she had a crush on legendary tap dancer
Gregory
Hines. Now,
Oh, then I'm
Growing
gonna
up,
put a
his
daggone
family moved to upstate New
effect
York,
on it.
and ever since he was about 5 years old, he fell in love with music. You know, his parents would let him entertain family and friends by singing Motown songs, Stevie Wonder, and a bunch of other artists and stuff.
Whoa, I had that picture on
Now,
that long.
after that, around the age of 8 years old, they ended up moving to Tampa, Florida, after his father
Have
got
mercy,
a job
Jesus.
promotion.
I didn't
And
know, God.
they moved to an interracial experimental neighborhood, which was one of the first in the United States at the
I
time.
will say this. Now you see the difference between Auntie Leah's mind and Nick Mountain Goat's mind. I had this picture and it was innocent to me.
Well,
and it's in there a long time too.
But Auntie Leah,
It's loopy.
That's because you're innocent, and I'm telling you that picture and that pose, I'm receiving the message that he put out in that picture, and he did that on purpose. I'm just saying.
New panel member, gotta be saved. No, I'm just joking. Go away, picture. Go away.
Where they brought in families of every different race. Now in Tampa, Florida, right? He stayed in a country area in Florida where he used to swim in the river and lakes.
Now y'all
He said he would
in the
catch
gutter.
snakes and alligators with his bare hands, just doing stuff that country kids do, right? But also around that time, that's when he really started to take music serious.
Why that
around the
picture
age of
go?
11 years old, and him and his friends had formed a band called the Norway.
There's not one picture that's been on this screen this long. This is the devil. Go away, picture. Why this? Oh
With
Lord.
Specials, which was named after their street where they lived in Tampa. And ShockG was the drummer. He played the drums, and they would do songs by artists like Sly and the Family Stone, Herbie Hancock, and Headhunters, right? Now, when the first band didn't work out,
Thank you, Lord.
he would form another band. And now this band was called Parliament 2. And they would do a bunch of George Clinton and the P-Funk sound type of music, right? And him and his band.
Look at Alina.
Sounds type of music.
Look at Alina over here in the comments in the side chat being nefarious. Sorry, yo, known better time than the present, but he was known as the Humpty Hump. What you trying to imply, Alina? What you saying? What you saying? Now everybody, Nick, you got everybody, man, in the gutter. I'm gonna stay safe tonight. So I'm gonna stay safe tonight. Yes, Lord. All right. I'm sorry, y'all.
Music, right?
Yeah.
And him and his band, they did end up winning the most talented trophy at the school talent show. But then his parents ended up getting divorced. And Shock ended up moving back to New York with his mom and his little brother. And once he got back to New York, he saw how big hip hop was out there at that time. All the kids was doing it. The break dancing, the rapping, the graffiti, and everything.
Yep.
And he wanted to be part of that movement. So that's when he got rid of his drum set. He used to play drums. And he brought his first 2 turntables and a mixer. Now, his original rap name was called MC Starchild.
What is up with these original names?
Some of his friends suggested he change it.
MC New York.
And that's when he
MC
came up with the name ShockG. And he started rapping and DJing for other rappers in the neighborhood. After that, he moved back to Tampa, Florida, after his father ended up winning custody. And he ended up meeting some friends there who were also from the East Coast that loved hip hop at that time too.
Yeah.
But see, in Florida, hip hop wasn't really famous like that yet. This was like 1979 when he moved back to Florida from New York. It was hard to find hip hop at the music stores, so they just ended up forming a crew, and they called themselves the Master Blasters, which was a mobile DJ crew of 3 MCs and 2 DJs. And later on, they would change the name Master Blasters to the 4 Horsemen, then to the Big Chill Factor. But anyway, when they were the Master Blasters, right, they would throw parties outside in the jams and out there in the parks in Florida, Tampa, Florida, just like they was doing in New York at the time. And ShockG and the Master Blasters became so popular that ShockG ended up becoming one of the youngest on-air DJs in the state of Florida at the time.
Yep.
It was a program director for an R&B station who saw ShockG. He saw ShockG rock the whole party, had the party rocking. And when he saw that, that program director offered Shock a job at his radio station. But see, the radio station job, it didn't last long because he got fired. Shock got fired for playing George Clinton's song, Not Just Knee Deep, which is 15 minutes long. He played that song in a 4-minute time slot. So they fired him.
So, yeah. So I guess it was meant to be, right? Because after he got fired from that job in Florida, that's when he ended up on the West Coast in California. So, but just want to stop and say this. While the world was like doing the Humpty dance, and I was in high school. I think I was in the 9th grade, and I was do the hump. Oh, do it, baby. Do the Humpty hump. I was doing all of it. Everybody was doing it. ShockG was quietly building another legacy. He was mentoring Tupac Shakur. Tupac first joined Digital Underground as a roadie. A roadie is a people that carry the equipment and do whatever that the group needs, right? He also was a backup dancer. If you look at the video, you'll find Tupac in the back doing a Humpty dance. Right? And but Shock immediately saw the raw, energetic talent in actually Tupac. So he looked past the dancer and gave Tupac his very first ever vocal feature on the 1991 hit song, Same Song. At that moment, he captured forever in the cult classic film Nothing But Trouble, was the world's introduction to a voice that would soon shake the music world. And that's a fact. That's a fact. That is the very first song that I heard Tupac's flow in. It was amazing. It was different. And it was a video that ShockG, and I'll try to put it out. I'm going to try to find it. Had that explained the different flows of several different artists. And he equated Tupac, his flow to Martin Luther King. That's wild. Because when he imitated it, it sound just like a dear Lord, would you save me? It sounds just like Martin Luther King. I'm gonna find that video. Y'all just keep watching this. Let me go on a hunt because I think it's very interesting.
Now, 18 years old and fired from the radio station, that's when Shock graduated from school and he went to study music theory at Hillsborough Community College. He just wanted to learn more info on music theory and the piano because he had fell in love with the piano at that time. And once he got out of college, him and his girlfriend at the time decided to move to California because there wasn't any music outlets in Florida at the time, man. No opportunities or whatever. And plus him and his father kept bumping heads. So him and his girlfriend left. He ended up getting a job playing piano for this funk band. It was called Onyx.
Okay, guys, I found the video. Let's just take a quick look at it. Quick detour to this video. I wanted you to hear it because it was, and just for him to be able to just point that out was amazing to me. That was dope because I never thought of it like that. So let's see.
Strictly from a rhythm standpoint, Biggie is a swinger. He swings like a horn player over jazz. B-I-G-P-O, P-P-A, no info, the D-E-A. He put more emphasis on the He's just spelling his name.
Yep.
When people say Pac is the best rapper of all time, they don't just mean he's the best rapper. They just mean what he had to say was most potent, most relevant, and that he was the better human being. Tupac pulled from Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, all the good speakers. Even though you was a crack fiend, mama, you always was a black queen, mama. It's like pouring those words out because you mean it. Humpty Hump and Slick Rick rhyme from the nasal palate.
Yeah.
Nas rhymes from the back of his throat.
Yep.
Cool. That's
Yep,
great.
yep.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, guys, for watching. That was dope. But did you hear?
Yep.
I've seen him spit in
the
police
team?
officers' face.
Yep. I did not realize that at all. That's what Pop was doing. So kudos to ShockG for sharing that with us. Let's get back to the video.
We're doing all the deep dives into everything.
Right. We got to do it. We got to bring the truth.
And Shock, he quit that band because he said the leader of the band really thought he was Prince. He was acting too much like Prince. Now, when that didn't work out, Shock moved to Oakland and he got a job as a salesman in a record store. And that's when he ended up meeting Chop Master Jay, who at the time had a lot of connects in the music industry. So they ended up becoming good friends. Chop Master Jay sent some of Shock's music to one of his friends who worked for Macola Records, because see, Shock was doing music and he was just doing music to send back home to his friends. But Chop Master Jay heard some of the music and sent it to somebody he knew that worked at a record company. And when that happened, they liked the music that he sent to the label. And that's when Shock had put the hip hop group together called the Spice Regime with Chop Master Jay and Kenny K from back home.
We just learned about Chop Master Jay.
They ended up getting a record deal, Taboo Records, which was distributed through Macola Records also. And they first recorded the Underwater Rhymes with them, but the label didn't really like the group name, the Spice Regime.
No, that was
they didn't
horrible.
like that name because
that was horrible.
The plans for that group was more like Black Panthers type of. It was a Black Panthers type of group he was creating. He wanted to focus more on black social issues like the drugs in the hood, crimes, cops, and stuff like that. Because at that time, you know, Shock was more influenced by Public Enemy. But then he realized that they needed to be different and stand out from different rap groups, because see, you already had Public Enemy and X-Clan. They was already doing the Black Power thing.
Right.
They had that lane locked down. Then you had De La Soul, who was doing the hippie type of rap style. So what Shock did, he just decided to just do P-Funk, the George Clinton type of rap stuff. Like Prince, Parliament, Boosie Collins, they all was his favorite group as a kid, you know, growing up. So he just adapted to that style. Plus Shock was funny, man. Shock was funny and always clowning like a comedian. So he always wanted to add that with his music also too. And that made him different. So they ended up changing the group name to Digital Underground.
We learned about how that came about.
Represented all the new digital music equipment they was using at the time. And then they added the underground to it because they represented the street side of the hip hop.
Thank you.
Now, after that, they ended up meeting Adrian Gregory, who was already he's well known in the music industry for managing the world-class wrecking crew with Alonzo Williams, Dr. Dre, and Yella. And he also managed NWA, the DOC, and Miss Chalet. Now, when Shock them, they had met Adrian. Adrian was starting his own record label at the time called TNT Records. And he was looking for some new talent to sign that was different from NWA to his company.
I'm sorry. It's something about the way this man look. I don't like that little smirk on his face. Don't he look a little nefarious to y'all?
Sure does. Yep. Yeah. So yeah, your photo eyes are working now.
Yep. Just all thanks to Nick. Thanks to Nick. But while I got your attention, just let me give you a little bit more history on the relationship between Tupac Shakur and ShockG. Okay, so let me find there we are. Blah blah blah. Okay. Yep. Okay, I found what I was worth. I found it. Okay, so you remember when Tupac said when he went to California, he was basically homeless. He didn't have nowhere to live or no job, no money, or nothing like that. So basically, ShockG allowed him to get on the verse of the same song. But not only did he allow him to get on the verse, he also gave him a home to live in. He took him on tour with them. He let them crash on their couches. and gave him a sense of family when he had little else. Because during that time, remember, Afeni was on. She was a drug addict, so he was basically alone. So, and that's basically when he also created and co-produced Tupac's debut album, Tupacalypse Now, personally introducing or producing the very first track that was released, which is Trapped. I love that song. You guys can look it up if you've never heard it. Tupac Shakur's Trapped. Very deep song. So let's get back into it. But I don't like the way he looked. Why are you looking at me like that?
And when somebody brought him to hear some digital underground stuff, he was sold on their sound. He really loved ShockG's talent. And he signed them to his label, TNT Records, right? Now with TNT Records, Digital Underground released the songs Underwater Rhymes and Your Life's a Cartoon that they already had done. They already been done those songs. But they released those songs to the streets in the Bay Area, and it started to generate a buzz in the streets. And they had got word that some major record labels were interested in signing them. So it was Virgin Records that wanted to sign them, Warner Brothers wanted to sign them, and Tommy Boy Records wanted to sign them. But they wanted to hear some more music from them first. But the one that really caught ShockG's attention was Tommy Boy Records,
yep,
which was based out of New York. And they wanted to see them perform live just to see how they looked on stage. So once they got that info right, now Digital Underground, they needed a DJ for the showcase because, see, Kenny K was the DJ at first, but he was going through some stuff. He had some family issues he was going through back home. And that's when Chop Master J ended up connecting with one of the hottest DJs in the city at the time, which was DJ Fuse. And they wanted him to be the DJ just for this showcase so they can get this deal with Tommy Boy Records, right? So they ended up doing the first live show, which was opening up for the rapper Tone Loc, who had the big hit at the time, Wild Thing. You know, that's a big hit at that time.
You guys remember Tone Loc? Who remembers Tone Loc?
They performed.
I do.
Tommy Boy seen him. Tommy Boy Records, they seen him and signed him to the label, which at the time, they also had Queen Latifah, Stessa Sonic, Daddy O and all of them, and De La Soul. And the deal they gave, Digital Underground first, it was just a single deal, just to see if that one single, you know, that does good before they give them a full album contract. Now, Tommy Boy Records signed them and told them they wanted them to open up for EPMD and Queen Latifah in Germany.
Dope.
And that's when Shock asked DJ Fuse, could he be the permanent DJ for Digital Underground? Now, DJ Fuse told him he would join Digital Underground, but only if they let his boy Money B in the group too, because they had their own group at the time called Raw Fusion. And at the time, you know, ShockG didn't like West Coast rappers because he was used to the East Coast New York rap style. Plus, he thought Money B sounded too much like Too Short. But you know, they worked it out, and he let Money B join the group on the strength of DJ Fuse.
Humpty Hump, the loud, boisterous character, started to overshadow Gregory Jacobs, the quiet, multi-talented artist behind it all. The Mask was a smash hit, but it was also becoming a trap. While the world was doing the Humpty dance, ShockG was quietly building another legacy, the mentorship of Tupac Shakur.
So did you hear her say that? That's in my script, that the Mask was becoming a trap. So again, that's why I believe it was the character, the Humpty character, that caused the split.
Yeah.
Because people wanted to see Humpty. That's who they wanted to see perform. Because that's who he presented first to the fans, Humpty.
Yeah.
So we recognized him as Humpty and not as ShockG. That's why I believe that split, occurred.
Yeah.
Tupac first joined Digital Underground as a roadie and backup
Oh,
dancer,
Lord.
and ShockG immediately saw the raw, energetic talent in the young man. He looked past the dancer and gave Tupac his first ever vocal feature on the 1991 song, Same Song.
Yeah. So let's check it out. On three. Y'all know the words? All around the world, yeah. 1, 2, 3, kick it! All around the world, same start. All the people over there, get around.
Same song. All around the world, same song.
Stop. Sound break.
See? There's the little badass cousin he was talking about. See it right there.
And that's
I'm
pointing at San Diego. Now I'm pointing at LA.
That moment, captured forever in the cult classic film Nothing But Trouble, was the world's introduction to a voice that would soon shake the music world. ShockG's generosity was legendary. He and the group didn't just give Tupac a verse, they gave him a home. They took him on tour, let him crash on their couches, and gave him a sense of family when he had little else. ShockG's support was hands-on. He co-produced Tupac's debut album, 2P Eclipse Now, personally producing the track Trapped. His influence hit a high point on Tupac's 1993 breakthrough single, I Get Around, a track ShockG both produced and stole the show on with a guest verse. He also produced one of Tupac's most heartbreaking tracks, So Many Tears, from the classic album Me Against the World.
Wow,
Tupac
I didn't know
himself
that.
later said of his time with the group, I look back on my times with ShockG with the greatest fondness. Those were like some of the best times of my life. It says everything about who ShockG was. At the height of his own fame, he used his platform not just to build his own career, but to lift up one of the most important artists of a generation. He was a kingmaker who never asked for a crown.
Salute.
As the 90s wore on, the funk-fueled party of Digital Underground started to quiet down as the harder-edged sound of gangsta rap began to dominate the West Coast. The group kept releasing albums, but never again hit the commercial success of Sex Packets. ShockG's genius, however, never faded. He remained a sought-after producer, collaborating with his hero George Clinton, and even producing the track Love Sign for Prince's Crystal Ball album, bridging the gap between funk and hip-hop. He produced for artists like the Loonies and Murs, his sound quietly shaping the era. But behind the scenes, a lifelong battle was taking its toll. Friends said that ShockG had struggled with drug addiction for years. He had sober periods, like a time in the early 2000s when he lived with friends in Los Angeles to get clean, but he would ultimately relapse. In the months before his death, he had encounters with law enforcement in Florida related to substance use. He was known for being incredibly generous, often giving his money away to help others, but he struggled to find that same support for himself. The man who brought so much joy to millions was fighting a private war. The vibrant, over-the-top character of Humpty Hump was a world away from the quiet and often lonely reality of Gregory Jacobs. The dream he and Chopmaster Jay had 34 years earlier had, as his friend later said, become a reality, and the reality became a nightmare for some. On April 22nd, 2021, that struggle came to an end. The official cause of death was an accidental overdose of fentanyl, methamphetamine, and alcohol. The news sent a shockwave of grief through the music world, Tributes poured in from legends and fans, from Ice Cube to Viola Davis, all mourning the loss of a true original. ShockG's legacy is massive and still underappreciated. He was so much more than the funny guy in the nose. He was a musical pioneer who brilliantly blended the funk of his heroes with the raw energy of hip-hop to create a sound that was all his own. He was a masterful producer whose fingerprints are on some of the most iconic tracks of the 90s. And he was a generous, crucial mentor who launched the career of Tupac Shakur. He was a tragic genius, an artist who created a persona so big it threatened to swallow him whole. He made the world laugh, he made the world dance, and he gave a platform to one of the most important voices in history. He deserves to be remembered not for the mask he wore, but for the incredible, complex, and brilliant man behind it. What's your favorite ShockG or Digital Underground song? Let us know in the comments below. And if you learned something today, make sure to like and subscribe for more stories on the icons of music. Remember the genius, remember the funk, remember Gregory Jacobs.
So what is your favorite Digital Underground song? Mine is The Freaks of the Industries. That's my first one. And my second would be Humpty Hump. If you are familiar with them, please drop in the comments your favorite song that Digital Underground put out or that ShockG produced. Mine is, again, The Freaks of the Industry. I just love that dope beat. I can't play it, obviously, because of a copyright issue. But if when you get a chance after live, just go look it up. Digital Underground, Freaks of the Industry. Very dope beat. All right, let's finish the video.
I'll find it and drop it in the links in the chat.
All right.
Back and forth with divorce between New York and Tampa, but hey, as you see in the 90s, when you talk about NWA and Public Enemy and the artists like that, he was able to hit with Do What You Like, which is a party record, and it kind of speaks to Tampa. The Tampa in this kid brought him to the hip-hop culture.
He was the lead singer for hip-hop group Digital Underground and a successful music producer who spawned the career of Tupac and worked.
Hey, I'm Jay. Welcome, babe. Hit the replay, okay?
This song is dedicated to the legendary and I will say that it's going to be missed because you don't really have that kind of musicality and that kind of fun in hip-hop.
Jacobs' father saying authorities will conduct an autopsy to determine cause of death. Reporting in Tampa, Jennifer Holton, Fox 13 News.
The Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office says it does not appear foul play was a factor, but they do have an open investigation.
A musical revolutionary and a comedic genius. He was Gregory Jacobs, the brilliant pianist who created some of hip-hop's funkiest bass lines. And he was Humpty Hump, the loud eccentric icon in the glasses and nose. He was a serious artist who refused to take himself seriously. And in doing so, he changed the DNA of rap, making it weirder, funnier, and more inclusive. Today, we're channeling that funk and humor into a single track. This is our shot at writing a tribute song to ShockG.
Before the Humpty character, there was Gregory Jacobs, a musical spun devoted to the psychedelic funk of Parliament Funkadelic. That P-Funk DNA was the heart of his group. Digital Underground, their 1990 debut. Sex Packets wasn't just a record, it was a wild sci-fi concept album. ShockG wasn't just a front man, he was the main producer, keyboardist, and artist who sketched the liner notes. Then came Humpty, the character, with his Groucho glasses and backstory about a deep fryer accident was pure performance art. The Humpty dance became a cultural reset, proving that being weird could be a mainstream success. The song's core message was radical inclusivity. The dance was for everyone, a direct challenge to the hyper-masculine attitude in hip-hop. Through Humpty, ShockG gave everyone permission to be goofy and get busy in a Burger King bathroom if they felt like it. The song is dedicated to the legendary ShockG, the man that ended Tupac Shakur to you and me. You had flaws, but don't we all? Through it all, you never failed to fight for the cause, for holding the game to your heart while giving us hits without a pause.
No, for real. It's like I was just, I don't know. I was like, either chance to go on stage. I was like really nervous to do a good show, or if it was after the show, then I was over-egoed, pumped on having done a show where the crowd was into it. But whatever it was, I wanted to throw up afterwards. I can't believe I did that to someone. I can't believe I did that. It was disgusting. Yeah, me and you went out and whatever I said. Oh yeah, I dated you before I dated him. Some shit, I just put your business all in the dressing room. And it was so cheap and ugly. I'm so sorry about that. I want you to know that shit like made me queasy stomach anytime I thought about it. That was so
Shah-G.
And please forgive me. You were a gorgeous chapter in my life. Not was, but I never had a blonde girl. I never had a thin girl, a model girl. You had the 8x10 shit. You were my first Hollywood experience. Amanda, here's my apology song to you. Let's see. I wanna kiss a girl. It wasn't on purpose. I hate when I disrespect her. Oh, I did not embrace you, but I know I did. I'm sorry. You know that I shouldn't have acted like that. I'm really very sorry that I acted like a jerk to you. Amanda, I never who said that. Such a dumb thing to say or think. I was just like, woo, I don't know what it was. That is not how I felt. I was maybe a little overprivileged, and I just didn't. It was my first time being that dude. You know, when we were first popular, that's different. You don't know what's going on. You're just doing it. Oh, we got to go to MTV today? Oh, shit. We got to do another show? Oh shit. Then 4 years go by, and it slows down. Then you look around and go, I'm the dude. Hey, girl. You take it for granted. But I do not take you for granted. Nor do I take our experience for granted. It was super, super, super mind-blowingly special to me. I want you to know that. Yeah, I was like, oh, I got an A-list actress, bitch. You know, and I just did it again. But that's how I felt. Really how I felt, you know. I'm jealous of Top Bridges. I wanted you to myself. Doesn't matter. Happy New Year. I love you, kiddo. All right, peace.
Tampa hotel, past the checkout, the clock had run its race. A life of funk and fury, left without a trace. The world called him Shah-G, a name that ran the game, but Gregory Jacobs died solo, whispered in the rain. He built the sound that moved you, a vibe you couldn't miss. Put a legend on the payroll with a microphone and a kiss. But the mask had a price tag, the genius bore the cost. How the cat who made the world get down, get so damn lost.
He was the Humpty, he was the Shah.
Put the P-Funk on blast, made the concrete rock, made a king out of rolling. Punching the time clock. The puppet master player from a different block.
Born in NYC, 6th degree, Greg Jacobs was the name. A natural born hustler who learned to play the game. Saw hip-hop blowing up, traded the skins for the spin. They flipped his name to Shah-G, so let the takeover begin. A DJ down in Florida, too wild for their control. 5 for dropping Funkadelic, cause he played with his whole soul. Landed in the Oak Town with a hustle and a dream. Built digital underground, the funkiest damn team.
They weren't your average dealers, they pushed a different sound. That P-Funk jazz and comedy on every block in town. 6 package drop platinum, a certified go rush, but one track changed the whole game and turned the mic to mush. The Humpty Dance exploded, a straight up ghetto star with a cheap ass plastic nose and a beat that hit you hard. The character was a genius, player, money making scheme, but Humpty stole the spotlight, Jack the original dream.
He was the Humpty, he was the shot.
Put the P-Funk on blast, made the concrete rock, made a king out of roadie, punching the time clock. The puppet master player from a different block.
While the world was doing the Humpty, a new move was in play. He schooled a young lieutenant and showed him the way. That road was Tupac, Shock passing the steel. First verse on same song, the power was revealed. Co-produced Tupacalypse now, gave the kid a bed to crash. Cooked up, I get around, a certified smash. Dropped the beat for so many tears, a track that cut you through. A boss who made a king and never asked for his due.
But the 90s started shifting, the G-Funk was the trend. The party vibes got harder, the good times had to end. He kept on making bangers, but Prince and Looney's crew, the genius was still bankable. The funk was still brand new, but behind the platinum records, a private war raged on. A lifelong drug addiction from dusk until the dawn. He gave away his paper, a G until the grave, but the man who dropped the joy couldn't find a way to save.
The Humpty, he was the shot.
Put the P-Funk on blast, made the concrete rock, made a king out of roadie, punching the time clock. The puppet master player from a different block. April 20's taking 21. The final line was crossed, and OD took him under. Another soldier lost, but the legacy's a monster. It's bigger than the dance. A general, a teacher who gave a thug his chance. A tragic, funky genius who played a hell of a part. Remember Gregory Jacobs, a G with a broken heart. Remember the funk, remember the art.
R.I.P. Shock-G! A talent so pure! The world gives you credit for introducing us to Tupac Shakur! Get your rest, brother! Salute!
All right, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoy these songographies. Like I said, it takes a lot to create these songs. It takes a lot to create the script, write the rhymes. It takes a lot to input the genres and the commands and the AI tool so that we can get the sound that we desire. I swear to God. Yeah. Always listen to the words, because the songographies, like I said, they tell stories. They tell the lives of the artists that we're speaking of. They're not just meaningless songs. These songs have real facts in them. So I really appreciate you guys being here with us. Thanks, Set the West. You want to come up and say anything about ShockG? We would love to hear your input. Only it can be short, it doesn't have to be long.
Drop the link.
But you from the West Coast, so we always enjoy your commentary because you was there. I only can, speculate based off what I've researched on the web, but you were actually there. So I don't know why it's not allowing me to drop the link. Talking about I'm having trouble with the internet. No, I'm not. There it is. If Seth wants to come up, if Jag wants to come up, anybody, have any input, anybody have any additional information on ShockG, please come up. You're welcome to come up. I definitely want to hear your questions, hear your theories, get your feedback. I think from here, the next artist I believe that I need to tackle will be Yaki Gaddafi. And I believe
internal error.
I'll hit the link in 3 minutes. Okay, I don't know what's going on. I'm gonna try to drop it again. But Yaki Kadaki was like Tupac's little brother. They grew up together, and he actually saw the unaliving of Tupac. He saw the individual and was supposed to return to Las Vegas to give his statement.
Wow.
But in a freak so-called alleged accident, the the cousin of Napoleon. Napoleon is actually was a part of Tupac's group. If anybody knows about the Outlaws, that was Tupac's group that he put together after he went after he got out of prison. So in about 30 days after Tupac, he's wrestling with I think Napoleon, yeah, and he had someone, whoever he's wrestling with, I think it was Napoleon, but don't quote me on that. I'm pretty sure it was Napoleon. So Napoleon has Yaki Gaddafi in a headlock, and for some reason, his underage cousin whips out a gun and points it at Gaddafi's head. And soon as Gaddafi said, "Man, no, don't point that pow pow at me," allegedly the gun just went off.
Wow.
Now that right there, I don't believe. I don't believe that. And then he got about 5 years in prison because he was a minor. I don't believe that one bit. Because he was the sole witness that was willing to talk.
Yep.
He was willing to tell what he saw, who he saw. That pow pow Tupac Shakur. I believed allegedly that Napoleon, who is now not a part of the Outlaws, he separated himself. He doesn't even listen to rap music. He's in, he's a Muslim and all that. I just believe somebody got paid off. I believe that. So that's who we're gonna. When I tell you that Jaguar Wright, Set in the West, they have pulled the wool off my eyes when it comes to. I had no idea. I always wondered. All right, Set in the West in the house. I always wonder why the artists keep passing away, but it never thought on me that they were getting murked. Hey, Set, what's up? Take the floor. I can't hear you.
I can't hear him either.
Okay.
He's very faint.
Yep. Okay. You're right, Sam. That's why they used a minor. That was the trade-off. Somebody got some money. He got paid to give away 5 years of his life by somebody. Oh, I wish there was some more information out there about that, but I'm gonna see what I can find. I'm gonna see what I can find.
We'll do the deep dives.
Yep. So that's who we're going to get into next, Yaki Gaddafi. And guys, 4 out of 6. Yeah, I mean Napoleon's left, I believe. Outlaws, let me see, have passed away. It's only, I believe, 2 left. Let me look that up. Okay, so where can I find? Oh, it was 9 members, but I think some of them really didn't rap. They was just members, and they was just in the back dancing. But the more notable ones is Tupac Shakur, whose alias was Machiavelli, Yaki Gaddafi, who is Gaddafi in the Outlaws, Hussein Fatal, he's dead. He's AKA Saddam Hussein. Castro is AKA Fidel Castro. I believe he's still alive. I got to look that up. Idi Amin is also still alive, and Napoleon is still alive. Young Noble, he died. He unalived himself allegedly on July the 4th of this year, last month. And then there's a female that I don't know who she is. Her name is Storm. I've never seen her. She might have just been in the videos or whatever. But then there's Kamani, which is Ayatollah Kamani, which is actually Tupac's half brother, Mopreme Shakur. So he was in there in the group, briefly. But 4 of them have passed. There's another one that he's not mentioned here, But Gonzo, he did join. I'm not sure he was able to really make any music because Tupac, was unalive shortly after him joining. So, and I have a songography about Gonzo and Hussein Fatal and Young Noble on my page. I also have a songography about Yaki to Gaddafi as well.
Yep. So who did you say we're doing next, or who are you doing next?
Yaki Gaddafi.
Yaki Gaddafi. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
How you going, Set in the West? You sorted it out yet? We got nothing now. I can't hear a single thing if you're talking.
You hear me now?
Oh yeah, we got you. Yep.
Okay, so hold on one second. This is weird.
Okay.
Good show, Auntie Leah. Good show.
Thank you.
You guys hear me?
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I guess the new set of speakers that I bought, because I was trying to get something with the noise cancellation or whatever that's called. I guess it don't work. But
maybe you just got to tweak
yeah,
a little bit.
I basically.
Maybe you just got to tweak a little bit.
Well, I don't know. Maybe I you know what? I don't think these headsets have a mic. That's probably what it is.
Okay.
But
okay.
But long story short, no. Good work on the ShockG sonography, and yeah, like I was running into YouTubers who were doing stories on him and just what was really going on with him and the attacks that he was going through, and
right.
It's real sad. It's real sad. And I don't think he really got his just due. Yeah, he didn't want to play the game. You also, when you're done with the next person, definitely do one on Coolio, because something similar was going on with Coolio. What ShockG was saying in regards to, how just the gang stalking. I'll just say that's what he was talking about. Yeah. But yeah, take a look at what Coolio mentioned as well. But yeah, definitely ShockG, Bay Area legend, pioneer, and very talented. And he should still be here with us. I'll just say it like that. It's very tragic of what happened in the end. But what he laid out and what he did for the culture, the Humpty Dance, that was, man. That song was everywhere, and it was big, and yeah, they were on their way up. I mean, a lot of things. Just I don't think he really gets the accolades that he should get, but everybody knows, especially from the Bay Area, everybody know they respect what he's done. They know he's a legend, and yeah, again, great work on the sonography, and yeah, keep it up.
Thank you. Thank you, and Jack for just bringing this to the forefront. I really never thought of hip hop being a graveyard, but when you guys put out that trailer, you did your very first section. I'm like, man, this is so accurate. Oh my God. So actually the thanks is to you guys, because if it wasn't for you guys, I would have never followed in your footsteps while you guys are taking a break doing other things until you're able to pick it back up again yourselves. Yep. You still there?
He's muted. He's on mute.
Oh, okay.
It's okay. He'll be back. Yeah, it's been really enjoyable. I'm learning a lot, and I might have a look at how everyone went in the charts over here in Australia. What numbers they got to in the Australian charts with their song. Everyone here. I might have a look at the artists that you're highlighting, that you're spotlighting. I might have a look and see how they ranked in the charts over here in Australia.
Okay.
Not today.
Yep, that would be interesting.
Yeah,
that'll definitely be interesting. Yep.
Because we heard the music, so
Yeah, they definitely was. That song was definitely worldwide for sure.
Yeah,
for sure. So, yep. So, right now I don't really have anything else to say. I mean, we got through, the legendary ShockG. Let's not forget him. May he rest in peace. I wish I knew more about what Wes was talking about, the gang stalking, but that video that he sent me got copyrighted. They removed it from YouTube before I was able to watch it. It had a copyright strike against it.
Oh man, that's tragic. But I'm gonna look more. Well, they probably, I don't know what they might have copywritten it because of his commentary, YouTube, and what he was to about. And then I think the guy even used some of his music or some the videos or whatever. But yeah, there's a way when you're putting together content, there's a way that you could get it out there to where it doesn't get struck and taken down. But that information was very vital. It was very important.
Wow.
And yeah. So if it got taken down, I'm gonna do the research and I may have to do something on my own.
Please do, because I surely want to hear about that.
And in fact, one of my OGs, Lonzo, who discovered Dr. Dre, I was in contact with Tupac's former manager. I may have to get him on the line, and then maybe we all could ask him some questions and use it for content. See, that's the type of stuff that we could do.
Right.
Atron Gregory was his first manager. And I met him a few years ago when I was working on my documentary, my project, and he has a lot of information, and he's open, and he's not stingy with his information. He's always willing to give out that information, whatever we need. So we can ask him a few questions about Pac. We can also probably ask him a few questions about Digital Underground, because I know he pretty much was the one that managed Pac all the way up to the Death Row days.
Wow.
So let me reach out to him. I think that'd be pretty dope.
Oh, yes. We would really appreciate the chance to be able to ask him some questions. That would be awesome. So look forward to that. And also look forward to you giving us a little bit more of what was going on with Shock when he was being gang stalked. I sure wish I could have watched that video when you sent it. So
you weren't even able to watch it until there?
No, when I clicked on it, it says video has been removed, copyright strike, something like that. Yep.
Yeah, I'm removed, but I'm definitely gonna do my research and I'll see. But I'll probably lose service right now.
All right. Well, we thank you so much for coming up and talking to us. We love you. We appreciate you. Please remember to share the live and to like the live, and also to subscribe to all the links in the live. So then we'll see you next time. Peace.
Thank you. Peace. See ya.
Please.